I'm going to be making a beach scene trinket tray today. I've mixed up some EcoPore, which is a casting powder from Apex Resin. It used to be just for you online UK, but now they've changed the name to Apex. So I'm going to be using that today. And I've also mixed up some of the Apex resin. So that's ready in there. I think before I start, I'm just going to separate that resin into another pot as well. So I'm just going to add some into there, split that up. Right, and into the EcoPore, I'm going to add some of the Pushkin Orca by Create and Bloom. And so I'm just going to add a little bit of that. I don't want too much because I want it to be a yellowish colour. Let's see how that looks. Pop that out of the way for a minute. Get that mixed in. I want it to be like a nice sandy colour. That looks good. Lovely. Liking that colour. So I might actually just add a little bit. Let's get a new stick. I think I'll just put a little tiny touch on my stick, and then I might just give it, oh no, it's not doing a marble. That will do, that'll be fine. So that's that ready. Let's pop the lid on that out the way. And then in the resin, I'm going to be using Ranger alcohol ink. This one's Laguna. So I'm going to pop some of that into that one. And in the other one, I'm going to be using Ranger alcohol ink Monsoon. So a few little blobs of that one in there. And then get those mixed up. And I'm going to pour the EcoPore and the resin at the same time. So let's get these mixed up. So that's that one. Does that need to be a bit darker? I think that could do with being a little bit darker. Just add a few more drops of that into there. Mix that in. I don't mind if it's got those little striations in there either. That will be fine for what I'm doing. So I'm just going to mix this one up as well. And again, I don't mind if there's those bits in there. And I did put this through the vacuum chamber, but now I'm adding bubbles into it. But it's going to be a beach water theme, so I'm not really too concerned about the bubbles either, to be honest. So, right, okay, let's get pouring. So I'm going to start by pouring the EcoPore down this end. And then, before that gets a chance to move too much, I'm going to add some of the resin into there. And then the darker colour at the top. Pour those two together. And then a little bit more of the EcoPore. Pop that in there at the same time. And then I'm just going to top that up with the rest of that one. And then just going to go over the whole of everything with that. I think I can use that shoe, that last little bit in there. Scrape that out. Don't want to waste any. And then I scrape out the last little bit of that one. Pop that in there. And then I'm just going to use the clean end of this stick and just blend those in a little bit. Just blend in those colours together. Lovely. And then I'm just going to give it a quick spritz with some 99% alcohol and pop any bubbles that might be on the top there. So a little spritz with that, and we'll leave that to cure. This is all cured up now, so time to pop this one out. And I did get a couple of crafty little bubbles that popped up there when I wasn't looking. So I'm hoping this has turned out all right, because I've already mixed up some Apex high gloss resin for the next bit, so I might jump the gun a bit, but let's see. Right, okay. Oh, it's lovely that it's got that different texture there to the resin. That's nice. Okay, right, so the next bit I want to do, I've got some shells. Why do we lose our words when it comes to hitting that record button? Right, so I've got some Apex high gloss resin mixed up in there. I'm just going to add a little bit into a separate pot, and I'm going to add to that some of the Create and Bloom puffball, and this is a lovely white, and I'm hoping this will give me some nice waves. So I'm just going to take off some of that off the side there and mix that up. So get that mixed in nicely. That's my white already. I think that's opaque enough. Right, so let's have a go at doing a wave across here, shall we? So I'm going to pour some of the resin. What's on there? Anything? No. Just down this edge to start with. Not much. I probably mixed up way too much resin. And then spread that around just this end of the tray. Getting that to all the edges there. Right, okay. So from what I've seen other people do when they do waves is to have that clear layer before you add your white. So now I'm just going to run some of the white along that line of clear resin there. And then we'll start blowing this out and seeing how it looks. Right, so that's my layer of white. Got my heat gun here, so excuse the noise. I'll add a bit more of the white. Oops, I just got a big blob in the middle there. Hopefully that'll still be okay. I don't know if you can do it like in other places, can you? I might as well add a bit more now, it's there. Right, let's try that. torch. Oh, because it's not in a mould now, I'm going to use my bigger torch just to heat that up a little bit. And I'm hoping now, I don't know, let's try it. I want to put some resin down this end just to level it off, and I'm hoping that doesn't affect what I've already put down. So I'm just going to level that out now, around there. So now I'm doing this, I've lost that texture of the eco pour on the bottom anyway, but it's still got the nice texture of the eco on the sides. Right, that seems to be working okay. So just fill in those gaps there. I've mixed up way too much resin, never mind. Right, so now I'm going to get some of my shells and pop them in there. And put a couple over this side, I think. Some little ones down there. One of that different colour there. What else shall we have? One of those there. And a couple more over this side. Let's do 3 over that side. So those 3 there. And a couple more here, I think. Right, another one down there. Right, looks like I've got a little bit of a gap there. Oopsie daisies. That spoilt it a bit, didn't it? See if I can fill that in with some white. And then put a bit of a thicker line there, maybe. How's that looking? Oh, yes, that's not looking too shabby, is it? Okay, right, let's just give that another quick torch. Pop any bubbles. Right, I think I'll leave it as that. Yes, I think so. So leave that to cure now. I've actually got like quite a bit of resin left over, so I thought I'd just show you what I was making with the leftovers. I've got this little hand mould from Temu. I'm sure it was Temu. Most of my moulds come from Temu. So I've split up some of the resin into 3 different parts, and I'm going to use the Create and Bloom pigments. This one's Dorset Blue. So I'm going to add a bit of that into there. And then this one's Mrresin. And add some of that into there. And the last one is Midnight, Almost Midnight. So I'm just going to pop a little bit in there. Let's get these mixed up. And then I think I'll just do like a little dirty pour. Well, not so much a dirty pour, I'm just going to like pour them in alternate, if that makes sense. Lovely blues these are. So that's that one. And then last one there. Get that one mixed in. That's a beautiful tealy colour, that one, isn't it? Love that. Right, and I've also got some of the white left over and a little bit in there of the clear. So I'm just going to spray the inside of this mould with some 99% alcohol. I'll pop some of the clear in there first, and then we'll just add some of these colours. Let's take those sticks out of the way. Pop that over there. Some of that one. And some of that one. Some of the white. A little bit more of the clear. If I've got anything left there, yeah. And then I'm just going to keep going with these colours until it's full up. Loving that dark blue. A bit more of that one. A bit more of that one. Some more of the white. I've not tried this mould before, so I'm not sure if I need to dame it or not. Just put a little bit more of that in there. Right, that's that all used up. Just going to give that a little spritz on the top with some 99% alcohol. Oh, it's looking pretty. Well, hopefully that little blob there will sort itself out. Let's just give that a bit of a swirl. There. Right, still got a little bit left over, so I'll find something else for those little bits and I'll see you back for demold. The tray is all cured up now and all the little extras as well. So with the extra resin, I made a little flip-flop key ring, so that's that one. And then I also made the lovely turtle, and I've just put a little magnet on the back, so that will go on my fridge. So this is the little hand that I poured. So I thought we'd take this out together. So we can get this little fellow out of here. Oh, come on, out you come. There, it's coming. Oh, there. Oh, that's come out pretty. Yes. Oh, that side's nice. Oh, I like that. So this is actually, this mould is actually classed as a ring holder. So you can pop your rings on there like that. So that's really quite nice, isn't it? It's really sweet. For anyone that takes their rings off, any special like engagement rings or wedding rings when they're washing the hands, that'd be really nice to have sat next to the sink, wouldn't it? Just to pop it on to keep it safe. Yes, like that. Lovely. Right, so here's my wave tray, and I thought I'm just going to add a bit more detail to the wave on this. So I've got some of the Create and Bloom Flourish paste. So I'm just going to give that a good mix up. Get that mixed up because these pastes do settle if they're left for a little while, and so they need a good stir. Right, look at it. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see the shine on that? That's amazing. That's beautiful. Right, so I'm just going to add some of this Flourish paste just along this edge here, just to give it a little extra something. I think I might go in with my finger and just sort of smudge it like that, just to give a sort of effect of a bit more of a 3D foaming, like where the water's foaming up. Let's pop a bit more on there. I might just pop my finger in there actually. and then do that. That's quite nice. Let's go in with a dry glove and then see if I can just separate it a bit. Well, you have to be careful with this stuff because it sticks to everything. Right, so that's how that's looking. Pleased with that. So that's our make done for today. So thank you ever so much for watching my video today, and if you're not subscribed and you like my content and you'd like to, then just hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost anything. I'll see you all in the next one, but stay tuned for the pictures at the end. Bye for now.
Crafting on a houseboat where the river sings, creating little magic, oh the joy it brings, with the stars as my ceiling and the moonlight's glow. I'm an artist of the waves in a world I can sew. Seagulls call above me, a melody so sweet. Nature's own gallery, where the sky and water meet. Every stroke a story, every shade a sigh. In this tranquil moment, I let my spirit fly.